Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. We took flight. Come on. Born in Bondi, southern skies ignite. From the east our spirits rise. Red, white, blue, our story told. From nothing we rose, made our claim. Eastern pride, we built our name. Stronger now, we never fall. Rooster spirit standing tall. Yeah, come on, feel that pride. Let's go. Since the start, the legacy lives. Power the heartbeat gives. Red and blue, we walk with pride. Fans by side, can't hide our vibes. Flags up high, crowd in sync. Roosters rule, we never blink. Eastern suburbs. Eastern suburbs. Red, white, and blue, we're flying high. Sydney Roosters reach the sky. Eastern suburbs. Roosters! Get up! Feel that pride! Grand on fire, glory set. Fighting with fire, no regrets. Yeah! Every tackle, every try, hit hard.
As my mic just decides to play up on me right now. So, but I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you guys have a great weekend as much as I had. And about, maybe 5 weeks till Christmas? Yeah, I know. My mic has been muted. What's this, bro? Hang on, bro. I'll get to it shortly. But yeah, hope everyone is doing well. And let's get straight into it. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards on Instagram. All right, let's get into the live chat. I'm missing a few up the top there, so what I'll do is go on here and have a look for you guys. G'day, Jason. G'day, Ethan. G'day, Nathan as well. BSB. Great to have you guys in here as usual. I'll get into those. We'll get to those questions shortly, I think. Mate, I'll see Brody's on here, mate. Wait till I get these Meta glasses in the bay next season. You need to get a pair so good for content. What Meta glasses are you on about, bro? Bro, what are you on about? What Meta glasses are you talking about? But send it to the group chat. I'll have a look at them later. But if they are, I'm sure I'll cop a pair for sure. Okay, let's get straight into today's news roundup. Starting off with the breaking news over yesterday in around Angus Crichton, and that's obviously the thumbnail and the title of today's video. So I'll get that up. Let's have a look. Angus Crichton will reportedly meet with his management this weekend to decide his next career move. The Roosters forward has 3 options on the table: remain at the Tricolours, make the code switch to rugby union, or chase a lucrative deal in Japan. Crichton is entering the final year of the Roosters deal in 2026. If the club open the extensions, should be remaining in the league. However, Sydney Morning Herald reports he is currently leaning towards a switch of codes, with Rugby Australia expected to meet with his management in the coming weeks. If you were Gus, what would you do? Okay, so obviously a lot to take in there. Obviously, another situation there where obviously got nothing to do with R360, but Angus Crichton looks like, obviously going to sit down with his management this week and discuss his future, which looks like most likely he's going to be not at the Roosters. I don't know the full story of this. So look, it looks like that. Yeah, it's hard to get a read on, but for what I've heard through the media the last few days, it's all part of this. Just, also remembering that Angus Crichton was also out the door this time last year. Talking about when we signed David Fafita, so which was an absolutely stupid decision from the club to even go for him. But that's besides the point. But look, if you're how old Angus now? 29, 30. Yeah, look, it's a hard one to read on, in my total opinion. But look, he's won a premiership, won a World Cup, won a State of Origin series, done everything he wanted to achieve in the game. So it's if he wants to, obviously with a huge rugby background as well. Same with Billy Smith. I think Billy Smith's more confident staying at the club than Gus, in my opinion, right now. But the problem is that, obviously Gus has very, very similar background, playing for obviously Scots boy, rugby background, Eastern Suburbs BCs as well. So obviously has that rugby connection. So look, it's I wouldn't know as much as I talk to Angus Crichton every now and then, but obviously definitely nothing personal we talk about, obviously. But it's hard to say what happens. Look, you're always confident that you want to re-sign your players, but especially with it's just I'm just very, very unsure what's to go with this. So hopefully he stays. Hopefully, but obviously he's at the point of his career now. He's a child on the way. Is he at that stage now where he's done everything he wants to achieve in rugby league, and it's time now to go elsewhere and make buck, over $1 million over playing Japanese rugby or playing for the Wallabies in a World Cup. All these options are on the table. So, and it's always hard as a Roosters fan, when we have players that have rugby backgrounds and we have, arriving towards a World Cup time of year, especially a home World Cup, and with just simply that the Roosters can't offer money as much as what other codes can. So it's going to be a dogfight, I'd say, to retain Gus. But I think apparently believe that Gus has also sold his apartment at Paddington, so that might be something to look into as well. Maybe that's just maybe an upsize because he's expecting the the arrival of his firstborn. And speaking of that, happy birthday to Chloe Crichton as well. But yeah, that could be essentially. It's hard though, as well. Also Gus has got a business in Bondi. So I can't really see him going to Japanese rugby. He's got a business in Bondi. He's expanding to Darlinghurst as a new, obviously, AC flow in Bondi. And also there's going to be an AC flow in Darlinghurst as well. So, look, he's expanding his business outside of footy, setting him up. So, but look, so I can't really see him leaving to go to Japanese rugby. So I think for me it'd be either the Wallabies or the Roosters. But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, look, I mean, Gus, it's up to him what he wants to do. And I don't have the answers for you. There's obviously just going off reports. And I do apologize, I'm a little bit unorganized right now. But I'm just basically going at what's the information has been going on me. But it is an interesting point though. Gus re-signed for 2 seasons last year. And yet again he's off contract. So what was the point of that? Given his wife is having a baby soon, surely not going overseas. Yeah, I believe so too. And obviously with the business as well with Bondi and obviously AC Flow expanding to Darlinghurst. So I can't really see him, picking up and going to overseas, especially with a newborn on the way and all that. But I think the Wallabies would be a safe choice if it's not the Roosters. Tell you what, if that's the case, still the Wallabies won't be able to beat the Kiwis either. Bro has nothing more to prove after one of the greatest bounce backs in 2024 secure that. It's not R360. He's not going to R360, but valid point. Absolutely valid point. And why is. Hang on a sec. Fortunately, my light's dying tonight, so. Hang on a sec, guys. I do apologise. Far out. That's what happens when you do on live. Come on. But yeah, look, exactly right. Like I think with the year that Gus had last year, considering all the stuff he went through, it was great to see the bounce back. Hang on a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. The light just doesn't want to stick there tonight. Is that gonna hold? There we go. All right, we're good. All right, I do apologize about that. Like, obviously, my light's not been playing with me, playing well tonight. So, anyway, back on track. So, obviously, yeah, like, especially what happened with Angus Crichton. It was obviously, absolutely horrible to hear what he went through, and so happy for him how he, turned his life around and got back to playing footy again early in 2024 and became one of the best players in the 2024 season. He had a great year again this year as well. So, like I said, he's got nothing more to prove in the red, white, and blue. And if he stays, be absolutely thrilling to hear. But if not, I still love Gus with all my heart and wish him all the best if that's the case. So, and but yeah, definitely no hard feelings whatsoever if he does decide to go to another code. Same with the likes of Suliti, Manu, Marky Mark. If they all go to another code, it's as much as it's disappointing to hear, but at the end of the day, not much you can do about it. But obviously, put it in the live chat, guys, in the poll. What are you guys your thoughts on this? And can hear your thoughts. People reckon he'll still stay, which which is very interesting. Hopefully that turns out to be the case, but we'll soon find out. Nathan says, do you reckon Angus Crichton will stay at the Roosters or go to rugby or play rugby with France or Japan? Obviously, we're just discussing that, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know where he goes. It's either the Roosters or the Wallabies. But also, and Blake Moses, great to have you in here, mate. Makes a very, very interesting point. If Gus does go to rugby union, it then opens the door for Hugo Savala to remain at the Roosters and become a lock. Radley to the edge with Siwa Wong, and I think that, as much as Gus is such a great player in the back row, we do have some forward depth coming through. The Butcher brothers, Celeste Fiketti, Siwa, Victor, Hugo Savala potentially into that role. Like, we do have coverage if Gus decides to say, I want to go to rugby. So it's not the end of the world if Gus leaves. It's going to be a big blow because Gus is a key member of this squad. And he's such a great player and a great team guy as well. Like, he's such a, popular member within the group, and to lose like a senior leader like Gus is going to be tough. But we do have, preparations in place if Gus decides that, he wants to, continue elsewhere. So I guess at the end of the day that we've got that coverage, which it does say. Sent Angus a message saying always with you and always beside you no matter what. Said also hope you can stay at the best place on earth. Yeah, great work for doing the groundwork, Ethan. Really good. Well done, mate. But it is interesting on how he approaches it. Look, I don't have the answers for you right now. I've just, read what I've heard, but yeah, hopefully we find out sooner rather or later. We've seen some leaks. We'll move on for that just in a second. Do you like watching rugby union? No, I don't. No, I don't. I actually, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of rugby union. Like, I'll casually watch it against, casually watch it against the British and Irish Lions and against the All Blacks, but like, I can't really get into it. I'm not really a big fan of rugby union. And seeing how well the Wallabies are going at the moment, if I'm Marky Mark, do you rather, get pumped in your home World Cup and be an embarrassment to Australian sport? Because let's face it, and I say this with the utmost respect to the Wallabies and everyone who plays for the Wallabies, including a former Roosters player in Joseph Suoliti. Like, I generally think as a national sport, like not a national sport, but like as a national rugby, as a national team, I think the Wallabies is the worst out of a lot of them. I reckon, obviously, the Kangaroos. You've got the Australian men's cricket team. Right now, beat Poms yesterday in the Ashes. You obviously got the rugby league side, which just pumped England in the Ashes. The Socceroos. They always, even though they're not the best, they're not the best country in the world compared to in football terms, but the Socceroos punch above their weight, and they always qualify in a different continent. Obviously, we're technically Australia/Oceania. While we qualify for a World Cup through Asia, so in another continent, and it's a lot harder and a lot more competitive. And then obviously got the Wallabies, who used to be good. Like, does anyone generally believing that we're going to win the World Cup here in 2 years' time? Is Marky Mark going to be the one that's going to, okay, we've got Marky Mark now, we can beat the Wallabies, we can beat England, we can beat the Springboks. If I'm going to quote a former Roosters player in Brandon Smith, I don't think 1.6 million towards a Roosters winger is going to help them beat the All Blacks. And I think that's true. As much as Suoliti's been absolutely good gun, and I reckon he'd be one of the best Wallabies players of all time. And that's sort of made my mind up saying that he won't return to the Roosters. But I reckon, is Marky Mark going to be, the one that's going to inject into the Wallabies? I don't think so. As much as I love Marky Mark's a great player. He'll be contributing for sure. But I don't think the Wallabies are going to go anywhere in the World Cup at home soil. If they get through the group stage, good on them. But I think they're ranked 6th in the world. Like, I just don't rate the Wallabies as much as other sporting teams in the country. Like, I rate the Socceroos more than like I said, I reckon I rate the Socceroos more than the Wallabies. Times have changed. But no, I'm not a big fan of rugby. Obviously, I'll get behind the Wallabies in the World Cup and that, but not really. We also next year we got Robson and DC, bro. We're chilling. Oh yeah, we got a good spine, obviously, and a decent forward pack. Anyway, speaking of the Wallabies and that, I put it up on the Instagram post today with Joey Manu and Suoliti caught together. You guys can see that on the screen. They got an image together there when the Wallabies played France this morning. Two Roosters players, always good that that they support each other. And obviously, Sue and Joey Manu are obviously extremely close. They bonded really, really well together. Obviously, they got they have a little bit of a rap band with Satili and Siwa and those boys. So, but it's always good to see them catch up. But I obviously might miss both of them. But it's a bit of a shame that they're not longer at the Roosters anyway. But anyway, Nafahu White has been so damn good. Oh yeah, like Siwa's beaten Siwa. Siwa. Nafahu White has been I reckon one of the form front rowers in the competition towards the back end of the season, and I reckon he'll be one of the best in the competition next year. Did Wong leave? No, Siwa hasn't left. Siwa won't be going anywhere. He'll be the one. I think he'll be one of the ones that we need to re-sign, but I think we'll be re-signing. Look, if Angus Crichton does depart and go to rugby, I generally understand, and at the same time, we'll be more confident re-signing Siwa Wong because of that upgrade extension there without Angus Crichton in the books because he's no longer at the Roosters because he's in rugby. So I still think that Siwa Wong should be our main priority re-signing. Got these images coming on Friday. The Roosters have started to roll out. Not rolled out. They haven't seen it officially, but we have seen photos and videos of our playing kits. Not playing kits, of our training gear and as well as our club polos. I've got it up on here. Shout out to League Ahead. They hosted an event on Friday with a few clubs there. And Taylor Lasalo and Celeste Fiketti were, if you guys can see that on the screen, they were on screen together there as part of that photo shoot. The shoot there for event there by League Ahead. So we had a little bit of a first look of our club polos up close. Obviously saw Minicello. As was wearing one at the Adidas event or the launch of the home kit there at Moore Park there on Thursday. We also saw our first shots of DCE in the Roosters home kit, and we saw a little bit of an Easter egg there from Chris Benno, the head photographer at the Roosters. We saw him having the polo on while he was taking the snaps of DCE. So that's when I saw our first look of it, and I've seen photos of our training kit as well. In the latest Roosters video that they posted not too long ago, I'll get it up for you guys. There's actually Paul Momorowski there as well. Look, I'm not too sure what Momo is up to at the Roosters these days. But obviously Paul Momorowski back involved in the Roosters in some capacity. Maybe we've announced it as a bit of a deaf kind of thing. There. I just took a photo of it there. Of Paul Momorowski. And I'll get it up for you guys. There it is. So that's a little bit of an indication of our training kit there with the red. So it's the same with the home sleeve with our polo with the 3 Adidas stripes up the top of the shoulders here. The same thing with the training gear. So, I mean, I would have loved to see obviously I love how with our home jersey, we haven't touched the traditional, the V in the middle, but the red Adidas sides on the sides are pretty cool. But would it be interesting to see how we have it on the, at the top as well. So that'd be interesting to take note. Obviously, shout out to, I forgot his name, but there was a guy on the Rooster supporter page this week. He put some clips up, photos up of what our 95 away would look like in Rugby League 26. So I've got our away kit, which proposed away kit, which is set to be announced, but that's what it would look like there. And then he's also made a concept for our heritage jersey, which that is one of the ones that we'd love to see brought out this year. The 95 away and a heritage jersey as well. That'd be absolutely sick. So like I said, there's some really, really exciting times at the Roosters with our Adidas range, and the sky's the limit in the next 4 years or so. So, obviously, we saw our first little indication with our home kit, and it looked absolutely amazing. We still got the rest of the range to come out over the next coming weeks, so the next 2 weeks or so. So it's going to be exciting. So keep an eye on that one. But yeah, very happy Teddy re-signed. He's my favorite player. Obviously happy that Teddy re-signed. We spoke about it on Thursday as well. Look, I think I love how the club and the Roosters are going to work. The club and Teddy are going to work together here. Keep giving him a 1-year contract extension. He's earned that. He's earned that to decide whenever he decides to retire, he retires, not when the Roosters decide to. So I think Teddy's earned that, and he definitely earned that contract extension. He was the best player in the game last year, and he'll be going in as the my preferred fullback for the New South Wales Blues in 2026, I should say. So it's good to see that Teddy's re-signed until 2027. He's got 2 years minimum left at the club. Does he sign on for 1 more year in 2028? Who knows? But it's great to know that our captain is obviously sticking around for another year or two. I heard an interesting story about Blake Steep as well. Where was this? Here it is. Gus and the Roosters are leaving the Dogs. He's not going to another NRL club, Gus. Gus will remain at the Roosters unless he goes to rugby. That's my call. Okay, so good, nice story to hear about Blake Steep here. Blake Steep has been awarded the Silver Medal of Bravery by the Governor of New South Wales for his selfless act in danger when rescuing his father when the two were spearfishing in Port Macquarie in January of this year. Steep had noticed his dad was motionless, laying face down in the water after suffering a medical episode. Blake then swam with his dad to the rocks where he suffered deep lacerations in the process before swimming across 400 meters to the beach where he was able to call emergency services before swimming back to his dad, awaiting medical assistance. His dad has successfully went through open heart surgery at the Prince of Wales Hospital and made a full recovery. It's always nice to have a feel-good story in the media, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, that is not, obviously you're not going to have, a big talking headline like that. Obviously not one's going to really want to, click and read that. Obviously as Roosters fans, we do, but it's such a nice to feel good, nice refreshing having like a nice positive article in the newspaper or online. And obviously sending my best wishes to Mr. Steep and obviously congratulations to Blake Steep on that silver medal for a bravery award by the New South Wales government. So well done there, Steepy. Obviously, such a he's such a good fellow too, and obviously putting himself in harm's way to save the life of his father, which is a very very cool gesture there from Steepy, and it's always good to hear. So hopefully it all worked out there, but awesome to hear that Steve's dad, boy's Steve's dad's going to be okay, and obviously good to see that good to see what a class person Steepy is as well. All right, unless anyone else has got anything else to ask and add to tonight, I think that's everything I wanted to cover tonight. Obviously, weekend much, and I sound like a broken record as we're into the off season. Not really much to talk about, so as my light wants to just leave again. But yeah, I hope everyone has had a great weekend. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back. Not too sure if we'll be back tomorrow. Not 100% sure on that one, unless anything else changes. But we will be filming a Chook Chat episode tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. It'll be hopefully up on Tuesday or Wednesday sometime. So, but yeah, we'll let you guys know when we're back on next. So most likely Tuesday, but we'll obviously have a video up for you guys now over the next week or two, over the next couple of days or so. And then probably back to the live stream proceedings probably around about probably Tuesday, unless something else happens tomorrow. Will Gus go to the Waratahs? I say that'll be their best bet. Waratahs, Rugby Australia contract for a World Cup. That's probably my best bet. That's what I'm calling on. If he's not re-signing with the Roosters, obviously we'll wait to see over the next coming days where the approach goes with Gus. So that's probably all I have to say on that. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards as well. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram, Hangton_T, be muchly appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys either tomorrow or Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now, and up the chooks.